also think that we need to balance making a decision and sticking by it. Because we can't keep making decisions and not following through.
Yeah.
We can't choose to study something and get to our third year and be like, oh, this is not for me. And then change courses and then do something for 4 years. Oh, this is not for me.
Okay.
I do believe that there needs to be a level of accountability, right? But in saying that, it is 100% okay to follow through with your decision.
Welcome to Impumelelo Mentorship podcast, where I have made the commitment to rise as I rise with others, making mentorship accessible to all. Since the honor of being selected as a Miss South Africa runner-up on August 10th, 2024, I've been dedicated to sparking meaningful conversations that inspire our youth. I am joined by Bryoni Govender, a woman whose remarkable journey is a testament of the power of grit, perseverance, and passion. As a professional attorney, she has been dedicated to women's empowerment and celebrated in the pageant world. Bioni has inspired countless individuals around the world with her remarkable story. Let's tap into the story of Bioni and her experiences, insights, aspirations, and discover the qualities that make her a true leader and change maker in society. Brands are evolving, things are happening. We've got access to ChatGPT, DeepSeek. Love ChatGPT, my friend. I love ChatGPT.
Exactly.
DeepSeek, I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I think, it's very important for that self-discovery to be at your own pace. And oftentimes, the pressure comes at the thing of age, it's like, I'm going to be 30. I should be, I'm feeling it. I should be in a space right now where I should have a clear focus of the direction I want to take, right? And I've got it. It's narrated very well in my head. But I'm in the same space you're in. It's like two different worlds. And how do you integrate them together without completely diffusing the other?
Exactly, because you resonate with both. There are elements of you that can fit in both comfortably.
Yeah.
No, I feel you.
Yeah. But now let's talk about the choice, right? So you 18 currently, you're in university and you've made the choice. You're like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Do you feel that the pressure to stick it out has kind of forced us to just go through with it, and we think that we can't change sometimes or go a different direction or steer and do something else? And how would you tell that little girl who's 18 doing her first year right now and say, you know what? It's not all end and do all where you are.
So look, if she's in her first year, there's leeway there.
Okay.
To still change your mind.
Yeah.
Right? What's 1 or 2 years? You can redo that. That's fine. In a completely different field of study. But if you study something, right, and you don't work in that specific field, it's fine, because what you're studying, it taught you invaluable lessons that you may have not necessarily grasped at that moment.
I love that.
But it will come back to you in life. That is why it's important to always finish what you start. When you make a decision, be intentional about your decision and go into it 100% of yourself. Because life is going to test you eventually. It's like when you make a decision to get married or have a baby, you need to be 100% in it.
You have to be ready.
When the baby comes out, there's no way he's going back.
It's yours.
The baby is yours. Yeah. You need to stand up and be there. So when it comes to making decisions, I believe you need to stick by it and you need to follow through in the best way possible.
Yeah.
If you come to a point in your life where after you've studied and you realize that, listen, I don't necessarily see myself working in this profession, or I don't enjoy it, or I can't find a job, or I actually want to do something else, that's fine, because what you've done or studied that degree has definitely taught you something. But by the mere fact that you finished. So finish.
Just finish.
Finish it and then come to the crossroad.
This is when it does get difficult. And you say follow through. What does follow through look like? What does my commitment to this look like? And because there's just so much going on around me, there's a lot going on around me. I've got some family issues. I'm also pursuing, sports on the side. I've got a few friends. I've got quite an interesting lifestyle. And I'm also getting to discover myself. But But what does follow through mean? And you can touch again on support. Just once I've made that commitment to say I'm sticking this through and I've made this decision. And you can also just emphasize the importance of this for the long game, because I was 18 and you're now 28. For the long game, like, what does this commitment mean for me in my journey of life?
Look, I don't think there's a blueprint, right?
Yeah.
I think it looks different for every person. But I can tell you about myself.
Yeah.
And what I do is I kind of put things into boxes in my head. And when the time comes, I take out that box and I deal with it and I close it and I put it back. So that things don't filter into every way in my life. Because we are all multifaceted, we multidimensional, we have many things going for us, right? And we want to be fully present and follow through the best way possible in each of those areas.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what works. Put your head down, put your blinkers on and do it. And when something else comes your way, focus on that.
Yeah.
But
Prioritize.
sort of prioritize that. And then coming back to the long-term effects, I think that every single thing we do, every single decision that we make and take impacts us, whether we know it or not.
100%.
It may not impact us now, but it definitely will. And an example is I'm trying to study for law exams, and ESCOM does its thing. So I can either fail that exam and do a supplementary, or try and push through and study with a candlelight or something. And the short-term effect is that if I push through and pass, then I don't have a supplementary. I get to enjoy my semester break.
You're good.
Yay!
Yes.
And the longer-term effect is that when something difficult comes your way in life, you've got a difficult boss, or you've got a difficult colleague, or there is something that you're saving up for that you really, really want.
Yeah.
You're going to follow through with it. You're going to be able to handle your boss and not just throw in the towel. You're going to be able to learn how to handle your colleague in the right way, in the professional way, instead of just doing something that you're going to later regret. You're going to really save for that thing and enjoy that thing when it eventually comes. So it teaches you, what is the word?
It teaches you receive and
tenacity.
Yeah, tenacity.
Resilience.
That's the word. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the time, at the age of 18, it just looks like, I don't feel like studying for this exam, or I can't study because of ESCOM. But how are we trying to work around it? What are we really trying to do? That's how we're pushing through.
And you touch on failure now.
Hey, familiar topic.
Familiar topic. I hate the word, just by the way, because I always feel like we need to change the vocab of failure. It's just so negative. But maybe we should call it like the learning opportunity.
The redirection.
The redirection.
Yes.
Yeah. And now, Bree, South Africa's behind you. We all rooting for you. You're in the top 5. We're winning this thing.
What's it now?
We are winning this thing. We are winning Supra. We are winning. And back to the example you made, right? So ESCOM happens. And yes, I can choose to study. But if I don't, then I have a different outcome, right?
Yeah.
But that's in my control.
Yes.
Something like this is still in your control. On an international stage, you basically winning this competition. You've prepared, you have intention, you're representing South Africa on such an incredible stage. And the disappointment enters us. I'm still very emotional about it. The disappointment enters us, and we're like, okay, it didn't turn out the way we hoped, and you're prepared. How is Bree feeling in that moment that could easily be assumed to be failure? How is the recovery in that process?
So quite literally, I was like, okay, that's done. Let's go on a holiday.
Italy,
yes. No, but in all reality, you do have an expectation. So I had this expectation, but I knew within myself that expectation lead to disappointment. So don't always expect that. You have control over yourself. Yes. You have 100% control over yourself, and that is it. You have control over nothing else. So no matter how well you prepared or how much the odds are in your favor or how well everything seems to be going for you, you only have control over yourself. Everything else is just a perception. Everything else is just what you perceive or what people perceive on your behalf. So you need to be in full control of yourself. So as much as I wanted this and I put in the work to expect that result, I still knew that I'm not competing against myself now, you know? And when they did not call my name to further on, I was like, okay, well, this is now my reality. The reality is no longer what I had in my head. The reality is actually what's happening. But I can be comfortable and sleep peacefully knowing that I woke up every morning early. I put myself out there the best way possible. I spoke to everyone that I could possibly speak to when I was there. I had the best clothes that fit me the best. I felt my best. I looked my best. And there's nothing more I can do. There's really, really nothing more I can do. It's just not for me. It's just not in my circle. And winning Miss South Africa was also not in my circle.
Yeah.
And going further at Miss Universe was also not in my circle. What was in my circle, I can still tell you, it's still a discovery. It's still a discovery, right? Or rather, let me rephrase it. Why everything happened the way it happened is a journey still. It's still a journey. It's still a story. The story is still being told. And I can't tell you, oh, Mpumi, you know, I was supposed to win. I should have done this, but they will. No, it's no one's fault. It's no one's fault. It's not mine. It's no one's fault. It's just, it's not for me at the time, no matter how prepared I could have been. And we often question why do things happen to us? What did I do? Why do bad things happen to us? What did I do to deserve this? And it's not necessarily that I'm a bad person. It's just that is preparing me for something.
Yeah.
That is preparing me for something even greater. That I still have to get to, I suppose. And I think even as an 18-year-old, if you're watching this and you're questioning why is something not working out for you the way you want it to work out, and it's because it's not meant for you, and we instead of trying to force it, make sure that you're showing up your best way. And if it's still not working out for you, then it's preparing you for something, for your bigger purpose. Because at the end of the day, that's what we all are here for. We all are here to fulfill our greater purpose. And it's all a discovery. It's not entering a competition. It's not winning a competition. It's not one little thing that I can tell you for sure. It's a multitude of things.
It is, my friend.
And life will...
You are just so profound. I should have got you even here earlier. But Bri, just closing remarks. You know, when we think about preparation meeting opportunity, I think you would narrate this in such an incredible way. How would you close that up?
I think it's very important to prepare, right? And that looks differently for everyone again. For me, I left my job, and within 2 weeks I was found myself in Crown Chasers. So preparation was really non-existent in that sense. But when I took myself out of the picture, looking back at it now, there were so many things that prepared me. And like I said earlier, unknowingly prepared me for my journey there. So that is why everything that hits you in life, you take it with your best self, with both hands, and you embrace it. When you're going through the lows, go through it. Go through it.
Yeah.
If you're crying through something, cry. And if you are going through a win of some sort, go through it and embrace it every sense of the way.
And that speaks to presence in the moment.
Yeah.
I think you've given us incredible nuggets of wisdom. So proud of you, girl. Let's continue to discover self. Let's continue to empower and inspire young people. Thank you so much for coming.
No, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. Really, really, really.
Oh, Brie. I could keep her forever. Can we do it again?
So,
So,
Brie,
Brie, we're going to ask you 5 rapid fire questions.
Okay,
Okay, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Scroll on my phone on TikTok. Or
On Instagram,
but grab my phone challenges.
Oh
my
my gosh, I'm trying to get better.
Yeah. At
Stopping it,
or
or making it a bit less. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay, second one.
If
If you could have breakfast or dinner with an iconic person, who would it be and why?
What?
Difficult question.
Phil might has been idle for so long now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think I would. I wanna like have a conversation with Priyanka Chopra. I just want to find out how she went about doing it. I know she won Miss World, but everything just seemed so easy. And I don't think it was.
Yeah.
I really don't think it was easy.
No, we'll be
tuned
in live.
So if you're watching this,
we'll be inviting you for dinner soon.
All
All right, the third one. What do you eat the most?
Mince.
What are the
Mince in wraps.
mince?
Mince.
Like-
No, like mince, beef mince.
mince meat.
Yeah, mince meat.
Like nyama.
Nyamas, yes. All the time, like you can have it for dinner every day. In wraps with spaghetti, with rice.
All
All right,
and if you had to run a marathon, how many kilometers would you
Yours,
zero.
I do not run. No, I do not run.
It's not a thing.
Okay,
One more.
If
you could call a friend and you had the opportunity to win 1 million because they were going to let Elaine, who would you call?
It's really late.
Yes. Ooh. It's not my friend, it's a cousin of mine.
Because
She's
she's
late for everything. Her name
name
is
is
Nikita.
Nikita.
Like you watching.
Come on, let's work it out.
Oh, come on.
Leave 1 hour early.
Yeah, please.
Thank you, Brie.
Oh.